All right. Welcome to Pomelo Season 5 Rapid Fire Pitch Session number 3, the grand finale. Thanks for joining everyone here on Twitter Spaces live here for the grand finale, as I just said, of Pomelo Season 5. It's been an amazing 4 weeks once again, and later in the show, I will update you on some stats. Pomelo is nothing without a community of grant creators, donors. So we want to thank each and every one for you for supporting Pomelo, the Pomelo platform in your own way. Thank you for helping make the EOS and Antelope ecosystem as strong as possible. I also want to welcome everybody on Facebook pages of the EOS blockchain Facebook page, Pomelo.io Facebook page, and the .gems Facebook page. Also, welcome everybody that's joining us on the YouTube channel. We are streaming in on the newer Pomelo Grants, at Pomelo Grants YouTube channel. You can find that, same handle like here on Twitter, at Pomelo Grants on YouTube. Short introduction, I'm Martin Brewer of the Pomelo team, and I'm happy to be your host today. So let's talk public goods and Pomelo. We've got a great pitch session lined up. Here are we have 7 people lined up, and probably some other people will join us later on. Like I see some speakers or grant owners in the audience as well. And since this is the grand finale, I think we have an open mic at the end maybe, and do some quick pitches to, maybe get some more donations in before the donations close. So I think everyone pitching today is motivated to do their best and get some additional donations. Here on stage today is signed up. We haven't seen Hernan Aber yet, but he confirmed that he's going to show up later. We hope that Stefan is going to make it onto the stage, presenting for the Hot Sauce Amplified Grant. We have DeFi Box already ready to go. We have EOS India, presented by Daniel Singh. Excited to learn about that. EOS India, an interesting community there. We have David Britt of the Effect AI team, augmenting open source data sets for Hugging Face. That's pretty interesting. Dan Singjoy, of course, representing the Eden creators. Rosemary Digital, bringing us community stories. And the Learn to Earn project presented by Charles Bishop for the EOS support team. And yeah, potentially a couple of more people. I see Sapiens requested. Okay, cool. So how does this work here and what are the rules? I'll give you a quick update on that before we jump into the grant pitches. Each grant owner will have about 5 minutes to explain the grant to us. If there's time left over after the pitch, I may ask a question, or other grant owners can also ask some questions, so we got some conversation here going, like a panel. Big thanks to Jana behind the .gems account right here on top, the co-host of this show. She's producing the stream, so if there are any big issues or if you want her to share a tweet, you can DM her. And she will put all the tweets here up on the top of the Twitter Spaces for each grant. So you can, browse the grant, make a donation, and the links all will lead to the tweet. And in the tweet, you'll find a link to the grant that's presenting at the moment. And of course, if you need to join here Twitter Spaces right now, if you're on Facebook pages or on YouTube, so you can see these links and be able to click on them. But again, you can also browse on Pomelo.io and look for these grants. And also, since this is the last day of Pomelo donations, you can check on your profile where you're currently ranking as a donor and try to rank high enough to get one of these achievement badges for season 5. You need to be among the top 100 donors to get one of these. So, all right. Before we jump finally into the first pitches, I have some couple of stats. We have in season 5, 127 approved grants. So far, we raised 68,491 EOS. We're closing in on this big 69K mark for the ultimate meme joy, and I think we're gonna make it. If not, like I still have some dry powder left to make donations. And we have unique contributors, 59. 559 unique contributors. Yeah, and in season 5, we have a total of 170,000 USD in the matching pool. 170,000 USD in the matching pool for the season, and all these 559 unique donors make a huge impact on how these funds are distributed. Because Pomelo is a crowdfunding platform where you can post your Web3 public goods and bring your community along to support you. Projects also have their donations matched based on the number of unique donors from a matching pool. This is also known as the magic of quadratic funding. And you can learn a lot about this, like by following all the articles that we post on this Twitter account and our YouTube channel. And if you have any further questions, feel free to reach out here on Twitter, join us on Telegram, or the EOS community Discord. So without further ado, like if there are no other questions coming from speakers right now, and I see finally Stefan Bisson made it on stage, so I think we're ready to go for the first batch. Let's start with the pitch sessions. Stefan, can I get a quick mic check before we jump in here?
Hey guys, yeah, I abandoned my mobile phone and I'm on BlueStacks emulator now, but looks like it's working.
Sounding very good. All right. So I randomize right now who will be pitching the first time, and I think it's gonna be DeFi Box.
Wait.
What?
DeFi Box? No, I came late. I needed to make a mic check.
Okay.
Because I was fixing my. I mean, I'm also a pitcher, so you can add me in the randomization, please.
Yeah, I got you. Okay. I got you in deck. No problems. All right.
Okay.
So starting the show, I want to introduce DeFi Box. Are you ready to go? Can I?
Okay. Yeah. Thanks. I'm ready to go.
Okay. And
so everyone, I'm Raven from the DeFi Box. So today, actually, we are going to pitching 2 projects. So we are going to introduce briefly on each of the projects because of the time limit. Anyway, the first one is the DeFi Box IBC program that you can see. it's that IBC already own. So on the smart contract levels, and actually a lot of the IBC is like a smart contract level that you can enable that assets across chains among like the EOS IO systems. For example, EOS, WAX, and Telos. Those chains and UX, those chains are interactable, so they have the cross bridge. So, for example, the Telos assets can move to the EOS, and EOS assets can move to the Telos, or even I think they kind of support the EVM. I'll see how they do it. But anyway, so the IBC is a bridge that the assets can move freely. But the thing is, the problem is that there's no it's pretty new, so there are not many applications on the IBCs. So DeFi Box as a leading DeFi platform, we are going to develop some very good front-end user interface so that the Telos user or EOS user or any WAX user can easily use our website to move their WAX, Telos, and EOS freely by visiting our website, click buttons, and like something like that. So this is what the DeFi Box IBC provides. Yeah. So for the more details, you can check our Pomelo application. This is on plan, and we are drafting the product design. So, okay. And the second project I would like to pitch here is another project that is made by the DAObox team, but it is mainly invested by DeFi Box. You can check on the Pomelo website. I think our grant matching was now ranked 4th or 5th that thing. The DAO box is a system that providing a EOS governance tool that you can check for the details, but it's very powerful. So, for example, the define box is actually a decentralized governance. So there are a lot of decisions like the proto income, how we're going to dispute, or the tokens, how we're going to dispute. Those very important decisions is not made by the project team, but made by every box holders. So we make a proposal, we make a DAO proposal, then everyone using their box token to vote option A, option 2, or option B, option C, like that. And then by the results of the voting, we decide the fact. So but the DAO box is just like more powerful tools that can be applied, can be used for every team in the EOS community. So the define box is a very professional team that we have all those professionals to make this DAO workable. But for the other teams, like the small teams of 3 people or 5 people, or there or India, or in like those community team, they don't have the very professional team to support them to play DAO, to make a proposal, to make a multi-signature, or to make a token transfer under multi-signature, or make a DAO voting with their own token. They don't have such a system. But the DAO box is a tool for them. It's free. They can log in and they can use their own token to make a proposal, make a DAO play, exactly like the define box is playing now, without having any professional support, because the cost is really high. So this is what the DAO box provides. And there are also other functions like EOS governance. So for example, the people are talking about, hey, that top 1 BP, I want to vote him down. I don't want him on the top 21. Then you can join the DAO box system. That if you have enough box EOS to power to vote someone up down, then you can do that. So it's basically a governance system that you can really utilize. Okay. So this is so far about the product. Thank you.
Great one. 2 pitches in under 5 minutes. Awesome pitches, Raven. I have one quick question for the DAO box. Will the DAO box also be going IBC once you develop with DeFi box the IBC features there? Is this something that DAO box is planning? Because I know that on other chains.
Oh, that's a very imaginary question. I don't really know, because then it relates to some smart contract, but it's possible. It's the logic, the bottom logic, I think it should be the same. With some tokens staked or something like that, then it will function. So, for example, there's some tellers or wax people, they want to play DAO, but in their system, there's no DAO tool. But they can, first of all, cross-bridge their wax token to the EOS, and then use the EOS wax to play the DAO. Yeah, it's possible.
Right. Because just in the wax community, there are a lot of like NFT artists that created their own tokens, and they want to manage their communities, but they don't have a tool there yet. So that's pretty awesome. Excited for this easy to play DAO tool with token weighted voting.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Thanks.
All right.
So anyway, DAO box is more like Web 3.0 concept.
Awesome. I love it. All right. Let's move on to the next speaker for today. How is Stefan Bisson doing there? Are you ready to give us some hot sauce pitching?
Hey, Martin. Yes, I'm ready.
Let me wait. Let me wait. This timing needs to be very strict here. wait.
Yes.
Wait.
Be honest.
I'm going to the milliseconds, right?
All right. Okay. I've got my own timer as well, so I can refer to it mid-pitch.
Okay.
So let me know what
3, 2, 1, let's go.
All right, thank you, Martin. My name is Stefan, one of the co-founders of EOS Nation, currently the host of the Hot Sauce, which is the longest running EOS news show in the ecosystem. My vision for the Hot Sauce, like Martin alluded to a bit, is that I want to keep this show as short as possible, so we can deliver the EOS news to the community in 20 minutes or less. And so that's something we strive for every week. Try to keep it, and the reason for that, in my opinion, is that there's many other longer form news shows about EOS in the ecosystem these days, which is great. We've got EOS Support doing some, they got 2 shows a week now. We've got the Fireside, both on the English side and the Chinese side. And all of these shows are long form, made, to, again, discuss the news of the week. You can join the show. We invite, the community to send questions, join the show, etc. But there really wasn't something, if you don't have an hour or 2 every week, but you still want to get all the important EOS updates for you, that's kind of where my vision is at for the Hot Sauce. That's what I try to deliver for everyone every week. So I try to keep it to 20 minutes or less. We do social media promotions through NFT giveaways and the Bounty Block tool, which is a Web3 social media contest tool that we leverage every week. Try to keep it engaging for the community and reward our community for helping us spread the word. We publish each week in English and in Chinese. So shout out to the EOS Nation Asia team for producing the Hot Sauce every week in China as well. And we stream live on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. It's also going up on Bilibili as well over on the Asia side. So that's kind of what the Hot Sauce is all about. I think we deliver a pretty good amount of content for a fairly minimal cost. We've been doing this for a long time. We're up to episode 192, I think it is, this week. Started out as a writing article, then it became a pre-produced show, and now we run it live. So, hat tips to everyone involved in the Hot Sauce. I've got Dave with me every week, producing the show, getting some graphics out there, the overlays, getting the live chat up on screen, making sure the show is as interactive and engaging as possible. And we've been working on even more engaging, higher quality production, such as stingers, new intros, and new sound effects, etc. So we're ramping up our both hardware and software capabilities for the Hot Sauce. So for our regular viewers, over the next couple of weeks, you should see fairly significant increase in the level of production quality. So thank you, everyone. Let me go through the whole team. Martin, of course, the host of the pitch session, also on the Hot Sauce team. He's co-hosted the show with me in the past. He does every week the environment scan to make sure we're looking in all the communities, English, Chinese, Korean, make sure all of the EOS news is on our radar. And then we pick the best ones to highlight every week for you guys. There's no advertisers. We don't ask for payments from these projects, etc. So really our only criteria when we're looking at what stories we want to highlight that week, it's really only about the stories and teams and projects that we think will bring value to the EOS community if we talk about them. And so the Pomelo funding we get allows us to stay, let's say, pure in our intentions and in our story selection. It's really what we think will bring the most value to the community. We've got Shramona as well, our designer that makes those awesome thumbnails that you guys see every week. She also motivated me to take a bunch of crazy, funny pictures. Shout out to my girlfriend as well for being the photographer and motivator for those pictures as well. We have Lena, 11, and Chen out in Asia that are working on spreading the Hot Sauce out there as well. So we appreciate all the donations. We've had a lot of donors so far. We're number 6 in terms of amount of donors, but fairly low on the matching pool. So if you can donate 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. We appreciate it a lot. Thank you, everyone. And good luck to all.
Awesome. Just on time. Somebody practices its timing there. Awesome. Awesome pitch. And yeah, as Steph just said, there are many, many, many people on the hot sauce team. I'm on the team. I can't donate. The rules are forbidding me to. I can donate, but I'm not getting matched. So this is my call out. So if you like the hot sauce, if you want to keep this longest show going forever and ever and ever and keep improving, put some donations in. It's just a couple of hours left. Let's make these count. Okay, thanks, Stefan, for your great pitch. Love it, obviously. Okay, let's do the spin the wheel. Who's next? Who's next? And it's gonna be Learn to Earn. Charles Bishop, are you ready for your 5 minutes of pitching your grant?
Ready, thank you. So, good day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Charles Bishop, the Head of Communications for EU Support. So today, I'm here to talk about the EU Support Learn and Earn project and how we can work together to accelerate the adoption of decentralized applications. Our goal is to raise donations for the community to further develop our project and to promote the EOS ecosystem more widely. Simply put, as you may know, EU Support has been active as a value creator for the EOS network for a long time now. Our team has created hundreds of our two articles, and the EOS ecosystem has been, well, flooded with these articles translated into 9 different languages. And we have also 20 experienced agents answering live on our website and using those articles to promote EOS and to help onboard new users. So our articles are free and easily accessible to anyone who wants to learn more about EOS. However, we believe that we can do more to spread awareness around the EOS ecosystem and also encourage the widespread adoption of decentralized applications. So that is why we are launching the EOS Support Learn and Earn program. So through Learn and Earn, users can learn about EOS, fulfill on-chain missions, and earn rewards at the same time. We'll apply the decentralized Learn and Earn system to our new EOS Support platform, our new website, which is underway, which promotes user adoption in a decentralized way, while setting a specific strategy for expanding the EOS community, make it an ecosystem where people can easily contribute value and earn a living. But so why is it important, EOS Learn and Earn? So simply put, the EOS network needs to onboard more users. We need to promote EOS more widely, and one way of doing that is by providing rewards for learning about EOS, so we can maximize and facilitate this process in a decentralized way. So marketing trends around the whole EOS ecosystem and in crypto in general, the recent market trend, well, attempts to create increased market share through airdrops, experiences, missions, quests, which are being actively carried out everywhere around crypto. So we want to stay ahead of the curve and provide a unique and exciting way for people to learn about EOS and also earn rewards at the same time. So through our Learn and Earn program, we want to encourage more people to explore this free intellectual property we have on EOS in a decentralized manner. So we believe that with your help, we can achieve this goal and also accelerate the adoptions even further of decentralized application in the EOS ecosystem. In conclusion, we ask for your support in our mission to promote EOS more widely through the EOS Support Learn and Earn program. So by working together, we can make it easier for the EOS ecosystem to accelerate the adoption of decentralized applications. Thank you all for your attention.
All right, that's a new record. Like Bishop is doing a lot of pitching, it seems, like under 3 minutes. Good job on that one. Yeah, there are 2 minutes left for questions. If there's anybody here in the audience or on the panel, you feel free to have a question. I don't want to be speaking here all on my own the whole time with the presenters, but you know, I give you now the chance to open the mic and ask a question.
Yeah, I do have a question. Where can I see the link to the grants here? I've been looking for the grant for both Learn to Earn and DeFi Box. I can find it on Twitter.
Oh, it's right on top of this Twitter space. You should see it right there. Are you on mobile or are you on which device are you?
I'm in an Android mobile. Oh, right on top, I see the DeFi Box.
White.
But I don't see but I don't see, for example, Charles, the Learn to Earn link to Pomelo.
I think you can scroll between the 4 different tweets that are posted. You can scroll through all of them. DeFi Box is the main one, but you can normally scroll to the others.
Yeah, left, right. Okay.
Left, right. Okay.
Let us know if you figure this out later. I had one question for the grant, actually. Charles, so the Learn to Earn model, is this available in all languages, or is this are you rolling this out more in English?
Oh, it's very much going to be into our 9 supported languages. Everything we do is for the whole EOS community, and our goal is to make it available to as many languages as possible, always. So our new website is planned to be translated to 9 different languages, the ones we support, and the EOS Learn and Earn program will be as well, of course. Yeah.
Love it. Would have expected nothing less. And last question regarding this. So if I'm a project and I want to, can I request more or less like a course? Let's say we do the POP token, and often people ask about what does the POP token do, and where can I get one? What can I do with it? Can we basically give you a request that you create a special course for one project or one thing that people can learn about, and then we basically would give you the prices for this?
Oh, yes, definitely. So everything we do at EOS Support, we take feedback from everyone, everywhere. We have many projects that are already affiliated with us. So these projects are always welcome to go ahead and submit any requests they have for a specific tutorial for their own benefit, for their own communities. And also people that are not affiliated with us yet can also do that. So we are going to have planned for a request form and a way for everyone to request specific guides on solutions in the ecosystem. I'm sure we're going to roll out all our tutorials we have so far. We're going to roll out everything that we have built so far, but we always miss something. It's normal. The EOS ecosystem is massive, and we need your input in deciding which guides and tutorials need to be implemented afterwards.
Awesome. Love it. And for everybody who doesn't know, Charles is also hosting the giveaway show, which is usually also every Thursday, similar like the pitch sessions. So there's more opportunities to learn, and get some giveaways.
Definitely. See you all in an hour and a half now, starting the giveaway show.
Not today. Oh no, it's an hour and a half. I think we might make it actually here. But yeah, thanks so much for joining us here. I will move on. It's a chop rapid fire session, and spinning the wheel. 1, 2, 3. And it's going to be EOS India. EOS India, are you ready to go?
Yeah, I'm ready to go.
Okay, let me reset the timer. 1 second, and I give you a countdown. It's 3, 2, 1. Let's go.
Yeah, hello everyone. This is Daniel Singh from EOS India. I sincerely appreciate your warm support for giving me the opportunity to introduce my Pomelo grant in this English version of Pomelo pitch session. Actually, from last 4 years, last 4 seasons, I was just as a spectators, but I tried to participate in this season, and I think a lot, and I tried to find out the Indian community, but I was not able to find any Hindi-speaking language community. So, as the Charles he was talking about for the Learn and Earn EOS support, but I tried to find out there are the English, there is Chinese, Korean, Vietnamese, but there is no any Hindi language. So, as you guys know that Indian population is 40 billion. 1.4 billion, and from 1.4 billion, I think more than 422 million are Hindi speakers in India. So to reach those guys who are speaker of Hindi language, so that's why I thought, okay, this is the part that I can participate. So that's why I started my grant on this Pomelo session. So as I thought how to reach to those Hindi speakers, because in India, most of the people who use the platforms, the majority is Facebook and Instagram, and Twitter users are not so much as I traced it today morning. It was just 24 million, but in case of like Facebook and Instagram, the users are about like 300 million, and Instagram also more than 300 million. So in my future planning, I am going to use those platforms as well, along with Twitter. So, and I am also planning if I would have a enough grant in this session, then I am also going to start a web page that will be in the Hindi language only. So because I think all the people who are in this community, their main purpose is for the success of this year's blockchain, because blockchain is for the people. So for the success of this year's blockchain, so I'm going to be the part of this community. So this is my first appearance. So maybe in the future I will try my best to do more for this community. Thank you.
Ooh, okay. Also, like a little bit longer than Bishop, but 3 minutes. 3 minutes, so there are 2 minutes left for asking questions. I will give people on the stage here the chance to ask your questions to Mr. Sig.
Yeah.
And what was it? Daniel, right? Let me check.
Yeah, Daniel Singh. Yeah.
Hey, Daniel Singh. I saw you were also pitching in the Korean community, which is pretty cool. I think
Yeah,
you're already...
because I'm also here in the Eden, Korea.
Very good, very good. Yeah, if there are no questions from our people on stage here, I have a question. So you're organizing the community more or less online. Are you planning to also do some IRL meetups? And if so, what would be the best city in India to host like a blockchain related meetup? Or are these popular at all in India?
New Delhi is because it's the capital, so it's the best place.
Okay, New Delhi it is. And I see Dan Singjoy raising the hand. Do you have another question?
Yes, thank you, Martin, and thank you, Daniel, as well. I wasn't familiar with EOS India, but I'm really excited to follow your work now. And obviously, India is like a huge emerging power in the world, so it's super helpful what you're doing. I'm just wondering, I'm not sure if you mentioned, I missed it, but wondering for how long you've been working with EOS India, and then just overall how your perception is of EOS adoption and understanding in India. Thank you.
Okay, because I am also Genesis holder of EOS blockchain, so I am following this EOS blockchain. So I just fall in love with this blockchain. But the problem of this blockchain, because blockchain is for the people, but people don't know how to open the account in the EOS blockchain. If you don't know the Hindi, how can you open the blockchain your account? Like okay, I met here some Koreans. They don't know the blockchain. They know the coins. Okay, they know Dogi, they know Ripple, they know EOS, but they don't know how to open the account in the blockchain. So that is the big issue actually. So we have to educate. So okay, the Koreans guys, they are educating, but to the Hindi speaking people, how can you educate in English if they don't know the Hindi language? I mean, if they don't know the English language. So I think Hindi language, if you can teach them, if you can guide them, then they can open the account.
Absolutely. And that seems like a huge job. Are you currently the only person taking on this huge responsibility? Are you planning to grow your team? Are there other passionate Indians that
Yeah,
want to
I'm
help you on
talking.
this?
Okay, I am talking with my friends, but nobody knows what is blockchain. Okay, they know about coins, cryptocurrency, but they don't know blockchain. And the same is in Korea. Okay, the people know there are coins. Okay, this is Bitcoin, but they don't know what is blockchain.
Yeah,
So
we're
it's
still early. We're still
yeah,
early.
we're still early because it's a new innovation. It's a long way to go. So, but because I am fond of the EOS blockchain, so that's why as a part of a community, but I thought, okay, let's start this. So that's why I am in this pitch session.
Awesome. Thanks so much for joining. And you heard it.
My pleasure. Yeah, my pleasure. Yeah.
Daniel has big plans, so send some EOS over, share some love, and make the EOS community grow in all parts of the world.
No,
And
really
we have,
appreciate your help. Yeah.
for sure, for sure. And we have many pitches actually here today that come from different parts of the world and all creating communities, which is pretty amazing. So yeah, rebirth of EOS coming. Okay, let's spin the wheel once more because we're having still a lot of speakers here lined up. And who's next? Let's see. All right, moving to Israel, Hernan Aber with Web3 Creatives, also doing some education right there. Hernan, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's
I'm
go.
here.
Let me reset the timer.
Mhm.
Yeah, reset in 3, 2, 1, go time.
Hello. Hi, guys. So, not new here. Actually, founder of EOS Israel, Hernan, here with you guys since Genesis 2017. So, quite an EOS OG, as many others would know me. If you haven't heard of my grants, so I still run the EOS Israel community. We used to do great events here in Israel. We were funded back then by Liquid EOS, which was a block producer that is no more. So we would love to get some Pomelo funding to renew the events happening on EOS and Antelope here. My other grant is the Web3 Creators Podcast. This is a podcast that's been running for 25 episodes. I've been interviewing some here even in this room, like Bishop, and I'd love to have every one of you here. I'm opening it to the Antelope and EOS builders, but I'm also expanding the audience to outside our echo chamber. So I'm getting people from the broader space, gaming, DeFi, investors, VCs. I'm interviewing all kinds of people to try to break out of our echo chamber and expand and spread the word. And I want to get EOS people in. Last but not least, my other grant is EOS Starter or Starter DAO, which is now what we're building. I wanted to create the premium launchpad for projects on EOS. We did great during 2021. Luckily, we ran out of funds, and so I understood that I really need the power of the community to make this happen. So I want to make this as a DAO. I want people to come in to vote on which projects we want to list, which tokens we want to help launch, and this is going to be a community effort. So any support that we can get, it's going to fund the DAO. To create the platform we need to launch the tokens. We have the smart contract, but we still need the team to set up the website, to deploy the smart contract, to start gathering the people involved in the DAO, to vote, and to make an impact on EOS. How did I do?
That's it? That's it? You done
Yeah,
with
well,
2 pitches? 2 pitches under 230? That's crazy.
I actually rammed 3 pitches into that because EOS Israel was in there, it was implicitly on the first. So.
Okay, do you want to first have some questions about the first 2 grants that you pitched? Or
Yeah,
do you want to go
any
for
of
the
the
third
grants.
one?
No, anyone who has a question on any grant, we can do ping pong. No worries.
Okay, I give like 10 seconds for anybody that wants to ping pong with Hernan. And if there's nobody having a question, he's just pitching his third one. Maxing out on the Pomelo grants. Love it. Making the best out of this great platform.
And if no one has any questions, you can also use this space to ping me for an invitation to the podcast, and we'll sync offline.
Yeah. So where's this? Is this I guess this podcast you can get anywhere, like everywhere where podcast is, all platforms.
It's all platforms. In YouTube you can find Hernan Crypto with the 3 instead of the E. So that's the YouTube. You can find it on Apple Podcasts, the Web3 Creators Podcast, on Spotify. And if you want the online version, you go to web3creators.buzzsprout.com. Those are
Okay.
So that's the platform that I'm The last episode, the one before the last was with Rami from Ultra. So if you're into gaming, that's an episode you'll want to watch. And the last one was with Enzo Villani, which is an investor that has some very interesting insights on the financial crisis.
Interesting. So one question that I had is like, I like the idea of breaking the echo chamber and really going out there and introducing like some things that are happening here on EOS and in the Antelope ecosystem. I think that's also like a huge part of what the ENF currently is doing, like being at all these conferences across the world, being on their roadshow and like really telling the story of the new EOS. Did you have any great reactions so far to people that you talked to on your podcast? For example, the most recent one that you mentioned, which is like more about investing in financial.
Well, we did get to chat, not on the podcast, like later on. I did get to talk about what's happening on EOS within our private chat later. But some of the guests that I've spoken with on the platform are, for example, Zeneca, who has like 500,000 followers, and I've also interviewed Elliot Trace, who has almost 1 million followers. So my point here is that my mission here is to break out of that 400 to 500 people that we generally have on our fireside chats. That's kind of the mission, and so I want to be very strategic on how do we combine the content so that it speaks to a broader audience and slowly but surely starts to get them interested on what's happening on EOS and Antelope, which I think that's a good approach. And then so you can check out the episodes, and anyone in the Antelope ecosystem has like a special place on the podcast. So use it. That's what I would say.
Love it. All right. I think for your third grant, we do a little bit of rotation, and I'll call you up later again if you're still here and want to do the third pitch. For now, I think we're going to move it a little bit forward to switch it up. Let me run the. Yeah, thanks so much. I hope you can stick around. But yeah, cool.
Thank you.
I like this work. I really think like reaching out to people like Zeneca, I'm a big fan, is great. They understand what's going on here, and probably if they can spread the word at some point, it's going to be awesome. All right.
Yeah, and if we can get them to launch, to bring on some collections of NFTs onto EOS, that's got to be huge, guys.
Yes,
every collections are a few $1 million.
Okay, cool. All right. I'm spinning the wheel, and who's next? All right, we got a Dogman in the house. What's up, Eden Creators? We got Web3 creators, Eden creators, Dancing Joy. What's up? Are you ready to pitch?
I'm ready to pitch. Thank you, Martin.
Okay, are you
and
also
thank you, Hernan, too.
Present 3 grants or just one?
Just one. Well, I only have one that got approved, so I'll briefly mention the other ones, but they're kind of a part of the one.
All right. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Let's go.
Let's go. Okay, awesome. Well, first off, thanks so much, everybody. Thanks, Charles and Hernan and EOS India and everybody who presented already. Really awesome to hear from everybody. And thank you, Martin and the Pomelo team, for hosting these great pitch sessions. So I am Dancing Joy. I am founder of Eden Creators and Eden Fractal. I'll talk about them in this pitch. And yeah, your work is, or rather, the work that I'm doing and that we're doing with Eden Creators and Eden Fractal is super helpful for EOS community and everybody, and support is much appreciated to make my work both more sustainable and then scale up and amplify all our efforts, be able to hire help and create like huge benefits, make the best experience possible for everyone in the world. I'm currently volunteering like 80 hours a week without compensation to empower communities because I believe in this so much, and so support is much appreciated and funding will be really helpful. Eden Creators, Basically, it is a media outlet that I've been building for the past couple of years to help people cooperate with fractal consensus games. So we're growing EOS by creating exciting content and hosting fun events, making awesome shows, and helping communities cooperate with these consensus games that we play at Eden Fractal meetings and also several other fractals and Edens and so forth. You can visit edencreators.com and explore our garden and events to learn more about the things that we host and read lots of articles. I've written hundreds of articles there, and I also post hundreds of videos on the Eden Creators YouTube channel. There's several different playlists, and you can check out pomelo.io/grants/Eden Creators to learn more about all the different playlists and all the cool meetings that we do. One of the main meetings that I host that I put a lot of energy into is Eden Fractal, which I host every Wednesday at 15:30 UTC. Everyone is welcome to join, and it's an excellent opportunity to meet amazing builders and network with people. Like, there's been so many amazing collaborations that people have met there. There's been, I think, over 70 people have participated, and we usually have about 15 or 20 people sharing their work and joining and having great discussions every week. We play 2 consensus games where people can earn respect, elect delegates, and propose topics to discuss with like these really innovative Web3 enabled tools. And we're also inspiring many other communities like the Spanish Speaking Fractal. Shout out to Jorge on the call. He's doing great work. And the Art Fractal and Aqueduct and Alien Worlds Fractal. And you can go to edenfractal.com/videos to see detailed show notes I've been putting together each week to promote the work that we're doing and show and share all the people and share highlights and timestamps and so forth about all the cool things that people are doing. I also made Pomelo grants for Eden Town Hall and Creator Talk. These are 2 high quality shows that help promote EOS community members and Web3 with like great video presentation and make it accessible for mainstream audiences. Eden Town Hall is an innovative community forum where anybody can join, and we also make a collaborative show where we share video presentations about exciting news in Eden and EOS. And yeah, I host those on Sundays at 16 UTC. I encourage everyone to join. I've been hosting them for the past 42 weeks, and you can watch all episodes at edentownhall.com/episodes. There's fascinating conversations with many really talented builders there, and then also Creator Talk. I released the first episode so far. This is a podcast where I talk with creators of all kinds about creativity, collaboration, and more. The first episode was with Tadas Vikunas, who's a brilliant builder who participates at Eden Fractal, and he created the Eden Fractal consensus game that we play, Eden Plus Fractal. So I recommend you all to check out that, and if you'd like to support that, please support Eden Creators Grant, and I'm also looking forward to sharing these shows much more and sharing them as a platform to help promote all the great work that EOS community members are doing, because there's so much that EOS community members are doing that's awesome and super helpful, and people need platforms to get through to mainstream audiences. I also created an Eden Fractal Pomelo collection with 15 grants by talented builders, very talented builders who are building, who are helping communities with fractal cooperation and consensus games. And we also hosted Pomelo pitch sessions for the past 2 weeks at Eden Fractal meetings. So you can see the one from last week, our 41st meeting, and then our 42nd meeting we just held yesterday. These are video Pomelo pitch sessions where people can share their screen, and I'm really excited for the future of that. So you can check out those, and I think that's a great way to promote Pomelo as well. And then also, just 2 days ago, I hosted, or I didn't host, I put on a show with Rosemary, who's in the crowd. Big shout out to Rosemary, called Fractal Apple, A Tale of Public Goods. So we embarked on a mythic quest to empower communities and fund public goods, and we also sang a bunch of hearty Irish songs. We gave out 300 EOS to public goods creators, and it's also a sequel to last season where I did the same or a similar thing with Christmas songs. But this is like a really high production quality live stream and storytelling that I think could be really helpful for attracting mainstream audiences. You can watch this at edencreators.com/Apple and the Eden Creators YouTube channel. It was a really fun time, and I think it's really educational, promoting lots of people's grants. Happy to promote people's grants there. Is that the 5 minutes, or is that 30 seconds left?
That's the 5 seconds
I'm not
left.
sure.
But
Okay,
closing thoughts.
cool. It sounds good. Well, I'll wrap it up in 1 or 2 last sentences. Okay. So basically, yeah, helping to tell the story of EOS with educational, accessible, inspiring, exciting stories and shows, and funding can be super, super helpful to be able to hire more help and also make my work more sustainable and empower communities with these incredibly helpful consensus games. Thank you very much, and sorry for going slightly over time.
That's fine. That's fine. I think you put so many things in there that's just amazing, and you great job. I think there's nobody. There are rarely people in this community who host so many events and shows and connect so many human elements in our community, and I think that's super helpful to have, like, we have all the people that built the technology that work on the code and the applications, but it's also important to have the human factor in and communicate all these things and do this kind of network that we're building there with creators. So that's really helpful. I love it. Yeah, there's a quick question from Hernan, I think. Do we allow
Yes.
this? Okay, yes, I guess yes. A little bit of overtime is always good. It's the grand finale, everybody. Take your popcorn, don't go out for the stay with us.
Dan, I want to have I want to make you a question that will help you and help us help you. How you say the typical phrase. So, if you would have to sift and filter through your grants and tell us about the one grant that you know specifically what you're going to do with the funding raise. I know I'm all for supporting all of your grants. If you have one grant that you can tell us, this is what I have planned to do with the funding from Pomelo in this grant, what would that be?
Thank you for the question, Hanan. Much appreciated, and thank you for aiming to help too. Really appreciate that, and also thanks, Martin, too, for the great words. I completely agree. Well, for one thing, just to be clear, there is only one grant that you can support in Pomelo right now. The other two that I mentioned did not get approved because they're kind of sent last minute, and Daniel said they were within the Eden Creators Grant. So the Eden Creators Grant is the one grant that's at pomelo.io/grants/Eden Creators. And then as far as what I would do with the funds, what I will do with the funds, partially it is to support myself and make what I'm doing sustainable. I haven't received, I've been volunteering this well more than full time and haven't received income since I used to work for EOS Nation and Bywire like 6 or 7 months ago. And so I've just been living on savings basically. So I need to make income to be able to make it sustainable and keep doing this. And then second off, I really want to raise funding to be able to hire help, to be able to, one, reward people who participate in Fractal meetings more, and then two, to be able to hire help curating more videos, sharing more videos. Like for the Eden Town Hall, for example, it's difficult to keep up with a consistent schedule, and so I'm like working nonstop trying to get these videos out. So hiring help with video editors, hiring help with article curators, and then also hiring help to make great pitches, because I'm working closely with the builders of tools as well.
Mhm.
So to be able to make great pitches to raise more funding for everybody at these events.
Listen, mate. I'll just a quick follow up.
Quick one.
Maybe because I'm also doing a podcast and stuff. Maybe we can coordinate offline and to bring maybe a video editor for kind of the community and the grants and kind of everyone chip in and have this kind of full-time video editor for all of us. Just an idea.
Great idea.
That sounds great.
Great idea. I love it.
Let's talk about that later. Yeah, thank you very much, Aaron. And thanks, Martin.
For sure, for sure. Okay, moving on. I spun the wheel already, and I'm happy to have another grant that's more technical. Coming from the Effect.ai community, we have David Britt. David, are you ready to go? I think you're a newcomer to Pomelo, and it's the first time, a pleasure to speak to you right here.
Hi, everyone. Yeah, indeed. This is my first time. This is my first time trying to apply for a Pomelo grant. I've heard about it from DJ Strikanova, who has been quite active in the community lately. But yeah, this felt like we've been building for a long time, and this is our chance to finally start showcasing our product a little bit and also try integrating with some larger communities such as Hugging Face. So let's get to it. I'm here to introduce an exciting project that aims to democratize the way we create AI models, all while promoting a fair, decentralized, and open source approach. So I already hear you saying, what's the problem with AI? Look at how far we've come in the past couple of years. We'll explore what the problems are in a little bit. But first, let's go to what microtasking is and how it is used to label data for AI. For the ones that don't know what microtasking is, I'll give a quick introduction. Microtasking is the term that is used to describe small repetitive tasks that can only be done by humans. And in this case, humans label data that OpenAI uses, for example, to train its ChatGPT model. We at Effect Network, we've been building a decentralized microtasking platform with a focus on democratizing the microtasking industry. By leveraging the EOS blockchain, we guarantee transparency for both microtaskers and task uploaders, and the DAO that manages the platform. Next, let's move on to Hugging Face. In the AI world, Hugging Face is the platform that empowers developers to create, manage, and share datasets, democratizing machine learning models. With thousands of datasets available and more added daily, Hugging Face is a powerhouse for AI development. Now, the good news is that AI models have become increasingly impressive, making tasks more accessible and efficient. The bad news is that most models are controlled by corporations that prioritize their private interests over the public domain. Worse still, these corporations often exploit labor in developing countries to label data for their AI models while reaping billions and billions of dollars in profits for their creations. Our goal is to create a value for multiple communities by integrating Hugging Face and Effect Network. This will provide the Hugging Face community with a valuable tool to refine, repair, and augment their datasets while creating work opportunities for digital workers. Additionally, this integration will benefit the EOS community by attracting new users to the EOS ecosystem, as both the Hugging Face and machine learning communities continue to grow. As we outlined in our Pomelo grant, the deliverables for this project will be to prove the project's usefulness by building a network campaign that will be used as an interface for the digital workers to label data of existing data sets on Hugging Face, used by Leon.ai, a repository where there is a pretty large data set with a terabyte worth of data. Next, we'll develop proper validation and qualification systems to ensure that the results of the labeled data is on par. Last but not least, we also want to create an Effect Network tab where the Hugging Face community can easily purchase data sets on Hugging Face. In the future, like for the next Pomelo grant, it would be nice to include other data learning communities such as Kaggle, which is also a very large machine learning platform. I'll be leading this project, so please do go to my grant and help contribute to a more fair, decentralized AI ecosystem. Thank you for your time and your consideration.
Thanks to you, David. It seems like, yeah, that's super interesting. I'm just learning about Hugging Face and these kind of things. So can you quickly break down, so what are the difference between, like, so it seems like you're connecting like different communities that are doing similar things together, and the platform you're building this on will be the EOS blockchain, which is amazing. Can you give a quick summary, like what is the difference between Effect.ai and Hugging Face? Or what is Hugging Face?
Yes, of course. Indeed, Hugging Face is what GitHub is for source code, and Hugging Face is for the data that is used to train machine learning models. So you have all of these machine learning engineers that then go onto Hugging Face. They upload all of their data, and they curate it, they refine it, and they created their models with it. Usually they're not as big as what OpenAI uses, for example, but they're trying to stimulate an open source approach to creating machine learning models. And Effect Network is more focused on the human element within this whole supply chain of training machine learning models, where humans need to actually label the data in a specific way that uses what we're good at, for example, our vision, even though that example might not be very prescient anymore, because AI has gotten to that point where it's so good now that for certain visualization tasks, it's not important anymore, but where then humans can then do the work in a more fair way and get paid in a more fair way for all of this work that is being done to create these very valuable models.
Very interesting. I love it. I need to learn more about this. And yeah, it's great. It seems like you're on a good path there. And just with the recent, now, hype about AI, making it more open source and making it more reliable, and give people the opportunity to contribute either as a developer or as like a human element. That's awesome. I like it. So I wish you luck, and I will put you on a list like everybody else here that's joining these pitch sessions, and giving us a 5-minute pitch on the Pomelo pitch sessions collection. Dan already mentioned like his collection. We have a collection of ourselves, the Pomelo pitch sessions collection, and everyone that's pitching here will get a nice donation after this session right here. So yeah, definitely check this collection out. But we're moving on. David, I wish you all the best of luck. This is amazing stuff that you're working on, and yeah, I hope you come back for future seasons of Pomelo and continue building on EOS. Love it.
Definitely. Thank you very much for hosting this event, and thank you to everyone also pitching today.
Awesome. Right, talking about data sets. Lucky me, spinning the wheel. Next up.
Can I ask a question?
Come on. Yeah, you're next up in the line. I have on deck right now Andrew Ware and Ursa Polaris data set. It's also a data set, right, Andrew? Some kind of data set.
Yeah, I think it could be considered a data set. Is my mic coming in?
Loud and clear.
Very nice.
Okay, let me reset the timer. 3, 2, 1. Let's go.
All right. So my name is Andrew. I have been playing drums for 23 years, touring the west coast of the United States with my little indie band, Tan Sister Radio, touring the whole U.S. with a math pop punk band called Weatherbox, other tours and shows and recording sessions with bands like Monarch, Ocelot, and around a dozen others. I've also been a music entrepreneur for over a decade, starting a record label with laser cut record packaging with these cool living hinges, then opening a subscription recording studio. I've worn many hats in the music industry, from artist to sound engineer to merchandiser to music instructor. My organization, Ursa Polaris Records, has served my local San Diego music community for over 8 years as a record label and recording studio. Meanwhile, our North Star, also known as Polaris, has been to replace the top-down music industry with a bottom-up grassroots music industry. I come at this goal from a place of despair. The music industry is an institution protected from disruption through copyright. And the institution, as it has been architected on top of concepts from the sheet music days, needs to be fixed. And the music industry is a perfect analogy to the larger picture. Our institutions are failing the people they're supposed to represent. But distributed consensus can empower a united group to create more capable and resilient institutions from scratch. Around 2017, I was inspired by Bitcoin, Ethereum, EOS, and other grassroots free market challenges to the status quo, especially those that reward people directly for their work within the system. In light of this inspiration, I began recrafting a visualized music encyclopedia that I had been designing as a hobby project. I wanted to take what I thought was a cool way to browse music and turn it into an entirely self-consistent system that solves the major outstanding issue with the music industry. This major issue is control of PR and sales channels and the difficulty of getting anyone to listen to your music. As a user-curated visual encyclopedia of music, my project could copy the basic idea of Everpedia. But I want to demonstrate how to reshape an entire industry using a system that incentivizes creating valuable things by even-handedly rewarding each increment of value in the product flow, from producer to consumer. With that as a background, the public goods of this project are as follows. Number 1, provide a free-to-use, open-access encyclopedia of music, visualized in a graph of musicians connected by collaboration. Users curate the encyclopedia in exchange for tokens, which they can use to promote their favorite musicians or collaborations. To be clear, there will be no token sale, and users can only earn tokens from work, like a subjective version of Bitcoin's proof of work. The number 2 public good is using this verified data in the encyclopedia to reward tokens retroactively to the people who made the music, and then continue rewarding music makers as they continue to create. Users stake their tokens to their favorite artist to help set an origin point for the visualization. This token staking acts as a sort of native means for advertising. The number 3 public good I'm providing is providing an open source example of the visualized encyclopedia, which others could easily reuse to represent actors in films, guests on podcasts, pro wrestlers, etc. And the incentivized system that attempts to represent where value is created within the industry mathematically. So in a way, the incentivized system is this project's universal public good, because every industry is bound to have some skewed incentive structure that reduces remuneration for the industry's true value creators. I don't know any of these industries as well as the music industry, so I'm not the right person to define the value creation dynamics of other industries. But for each industry, there's someone out there who knows it like the back of their hand. And I hope that this project's insights and challenges can serve as a guide for others looking to use blockchain to mathematically encapsulate the dynamics of a complex system into internally consistent incentive structures. The music industry is just one of many parallel systems our civilization uses to organize itself. The way to change these systems is to make people want it, not force it upon them. By creating autonomous economic experiments and testing them against each other in the marketplace for each industry, someone will eventually touch upon a correct answer to the question, where is value created within this system? I hope that communicating the value creation of the industry I know will inspire others to create their answer to this question for whatever they're passionate about.
Amazing. I love it. Great pitch. Unfortunately, we didn't have a tweet up for this, but yeah, Andrew doing great work. Working also with Pomelo. So I can't donate to you as well. So please donate to Ursa Polaris on my behalf. It's a lovely project. I think, musicians need to have better ways to be discovered. And just browsing around on Wikipedia or music Wikipedia like this would be something that, I would love to discover new music and where it's coming from. Love it.
Awesome. Thank you, Martin.
Thanks to you, sir. Yeah, I guess we have a couple of more speakers that came last week and weren't able to collect. I have also the Lost Diamond, Björn, in the crowd. If you want to speak later, raise your hand and send, and everybody else, if you haven't yet, please send a tweet that we can share here on top to the .gems account, co-host right next to me in this Twitter space, so we can share it later. Next up, I'll give you guys a little bit of heads up. So we have Rosemary coming up next. Then we have Sapiens telling us some things right after. And hopefully then we have the Lost Diamonds and W3 Briefs joining us on stage shortly after. So yeah, Rosemary, are you ready to go?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, Martin.
Let's reset the timer quickly. And then I'm curious to hear more about community stories. Let's go.
Thank you. Hello everyone. My name is Rosemary. My background is in marketing with over 5 years full-time working experience with clients by the likes of Spotify, CNN, and more. I also have a tech background, worked for a really large tech company. And I'm also running Rosemary Digital, which is an agency where I play social media manager role, as well as a digital content creator. With that, I actually wanted to congratulate all grant owners for all the hard work, Pomelo's team for laying out the foundations on crowdfunding, and really everyone for listening in right now. I appreciate your time. So this is an exciting new show about communities that aims to change the perception of Web3 possibilities and bring more people in. More and more communities are struggling to come together, both online and offline. And on the other side, people are in search for connectiveness where they feel appreciated. Those are the communities we're all in search of. Just reflecting back on a few thousand years ago when closeness to a much larger in-person group was in a way one of the only ways that people really had in order to communicate on a daily basis. So I think we have to work to rebuild that in a way. So, as Martin said earlier, let's build a connect human elements together. Now, with the era of the internet, there are many accessible points where people can connect with each other, such as. However, we somehow laid back on the in-person community meetings. Such lags in society should be addressed, and ways into managing society in a decentralized and fractal consensus games way should be promoted more than ever, I feel like. Spreading the word about cooperating in an effective manner provides the grip in a whole community's management system, and therefore providing the best experiences possible for its members. I think if you donate to community stories, you're inevitably donating to the wholeness in society and closure of that gap in communication. Communication is key, so platforms such as YouTube should be adopted as a method of delivering such strong messages. It is a great platform of hearing feedback as well as invite new joiners to our community and bring up perspectives from its members. And not only. Here at Web3 and EOS, anything is really possible, so communicating that message is of high value. From my experience joining through Eden Fractal, which Dan hosts, was a great welcoming community space that got me intro to Web3 actually just a month and a half ago. Therefore, having a way to inspire people to join and learn more about decentralized management, that is key. That is the experience that I'd like to replicate and feel like holding the key to the door of community stories is of really high value. And I shouldn't really lose the key. So this is a community stories podcast that puts a spotlight on communities to help them thrive. The structures, problems, and development of communities, as mentioned earlier, are some of the key topics that are discussed in depth with the aim to improve current and future communities. So far, we've received great feedback that this show is of unique value due to its way to deliver great ideas in a very entertaining way and easy to understand and comprehend, especially for newbies in Web3 like myself. Therefore, the show helps bring value to EOS community, Web3, and a person's own individual growth, thanks to the concepts that we touch on during the show. The Pomelo's donations will help continue to devote time and efforts into this new show. And with that, I invite you to donate to my first grant at pomelo.io/grant/community, and invite you to check out the episode 1 with my first guest, Dancing Joy, on YouTube, on Eden Creators channel. I think that is all, and I would leave some room for questions if there are any. Thank you.
Well, well, well. Welcome to Web3 and welcome to EOS, Rosemary. Awesome to have you here, and you're jumping headfirst right in, like 1.5 months into Web3 and immediately like doing like crowdfunding, quadratic funding, episodes, content. That's amazing. So yeah, congratulations to you, and we are happy to have you here.
Thanks so much.
For sure. So is this like a 5 minute timer?
Yes.
Okay, you were right on the dot. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
And I hear like so many people here like talking about you guys all want to welcome people to Web3. We heard Hernan, Dan is doing great things, Daniel from ES India. It's all about like really creating a welcoming atmosphere for Web3 and like unleashing this whole potential, because like community is actually what drives this. The technology is one factor, community is driving this, but we need to welcome people into this. So yeah, 100% aligned on our mission there. I have one question. So you started like episode 1. Do you have a wish list of guests that you would like to have on your future shows? Maybe you can use this platform right here to give a little bit, like send out some invitations or people that you're really want to introduce or interview on your show. So who would your top 3 guests on your wish list?
Yes, thanks for the question. Well, I do have some guests that have volunteered already to and proposed to devote some time into this. So that is Eric. who is the founder of Center for Governance in Alien Worlds, and also the FAA Art Fractal, whom I've met through Eden Fractal meetings, and also Douglas Butner, who is the founder of Aquarius Academy and CXC, who I've also met through Eden Fractal. And there's so many great people that I could interview. I'm really interested in interviewing Lisa Chandler. She's been joining the Eden Fractal meetings a couple of times, and she's really into alien worlds. And I think her point of view is very valued, and it's very interesting. And also, I like Andrew, who's the speaker in here. I like his project a lot, so he would also be on my wish list. And there are so many more. I think collaboration is key. So I can't wait to collaborate more and just hear more people's perspectives on communities and how they could be improved, and really make it into their own sort of brainstorming session as well. So that way they could even start thinking about things that they haven't thought about before themselves.
Yeah, agreed, 100%. So yeah, I'm looking forward for all these episodes. I think you have a nice roster of guests already there. And yeah, also I love the thumbnail. I haven't watched the show yet, but the Eden Fractal for St. Patrick's Day with you and Dan, that was pretty amazing. So once I have time, once the season is over, I'm definitely going to check that out.
Thanks so much, Martin. Appreciate it.
All right. Moving on, I'm happy to have Björn on stage for Lost Diamonds, but before he will have his pitch, I hope you send some information to the .gems account so we can share it up on the television. So do that if you haven't done that yet. We have next in the line Jorge, also building communities, and on his grant, he wants to bring, I think, 1,000 people minimum to the EOS community via Fractal Democracy, Fractal Meetups. Let us know more. Jorge, are you ready to go?
Yeah, I'm ready. Thank you very much.
Okay. 3,
So this is
2,
the
1,
grant.
let's go.
Thank you. So thank you, everyone. And this is the grant for the Spanish-speaking fractal, which is a spin-off of the Eden fractal. Spanish is the second largest language in the world as measured by native speakers. It is the third spoken language after Mandarin, Chinese, and English. It is spoken by about 550 million people globally. It is spoken in more than 20 countries worldwide. And most Spanish speakers belong to the developing world, that is, to that huge part of humanity that endures significant inflationary environments, lack of financial products, and suffers hyper corrupt or inefficient institutions. So most of Spanish speakers today belong to those 20 countries that are located between Mexico and Argentina, plus, of course, Spain. And these countries have something in common, which is very related to crypto. For example, Colombia, Venezuela, and Argentina were the highest adopters of local Bitcoins platforms as measured by volume and by number of transactions. Also, these countries have a history of coups d'état, and a lack of a possibility of both banking and community formation. All of these issues are addressed by the Fractal Democracy Protocol, and in particular by not by the Eden Protocol, but by the Fractally Protocol, which is the second version of the Fractal Democracy. So that's the exact protocol that currently the Eden Fractal is optimizing and developing, and that's the protocol we have adopted for the Spanish-speaking Fractal. So the goal here is to bring these protocols, not only the possibilities of blockchain, of transferring value, but also the transfer of value accompanied by decentralized systems of governance, of which this Fractally protocol, I think, is at the forefront. So there is a huge opportunity there of bringing about 1/10 of human power, 1/10 of human population, out of corruption and slavery. So that's the goal of the Spanish-speaking fractal. Right now we have forked the smart contract from the Eden Fractal. We have translated into Spanish the book by Daniel Larimer. We have created an audiobook from that translation. We are having weekly meetings using the Fractally protocol, and we are having 1 month physical meeting, live meeting at a given place in Colombia. So those are our results, and any funding will be used to accelerate the development of the contract and to well, there are many tasks involved in bringing people to a new protocol of governance and to a new protocol of value transfer. So everything from education to development to physical finding locations. So that's pretty much what we are doing. You can have the detailed information, the grant written in Pomelo, and I'm open to questions.
Great job, great job. 1 more minute here for questions. Let's see if somebody from the audience has a question. So I'm not hogging the mic here all by myself. But yeah, it's again another example. So we heard about the Indian community expanding. We have plenty of communities now spinning up. It's interesting that the fractal democracy thing, this is also being explored and being well, it's an experiment. It's still in an experiment phase, and I like it that a lot of these other communities doing it in their own realms and getting the feedback. Did you get any like specific feedback from the Spanish-speaking community on how they think the fractal democracy system with the weekly meetings, with like with the ranking, with an incentive if you show up? Was there any feedback? Would they potentially change something? Because every culture, every language group, every community has their own kind of value sets. Was there any specific feedback coming from the Spanish community yet?
Well, yes. 3 things. First, most of the Spanish community is still in a learning stage regarding crypto. And so they are still like testing the waters regarding all these protocols. One disadvantage that most of the Spanish-speaking countries faced is that the first contact they had with crypto was through Ponzi schemes, unfortunately. So many pyramidal schemes came and in the name of Bitcoin robbed a lot of people. So there is a lot of prevention there. But then there is a lot of learning going on. The second thing that applies not only to the Spanish-speaking community, but to all the fractal democracy protocols, especially to the fractally version, is that there is a big recurrence in the percentage of people that keep coming to these meetings. If you, for example, evaluate any voluntary initiative, for example, Linux, you see that there is a big unequal Pareto distribution in the proportion of real contributors. But in these protocols, the percentage of people that keep coming and keep contributing, it's pretty high. So that's a feedback that we have not only from the Spanish meetings, but also from the Eden Fractal meetings and from all the meetings that I know that have held these fractally protocols. And I just forgot my third point, but I think that answered your question, at least partially.
Yeah, for sure. And so your main goal is with the funding to reach 1,000 members of the Spanish-speaking fractal?
Yeah, that will be the initial goal. I hope we can get that by a 1 year time frame.
Okay.
And from then we go.
All right. hopefully in 1 year we have some success stories here to talk about. I'm happy to support you on that mission because, like, Spanish speaking community, as you just mentioned, is huge, and it's also globally distributed, which is super interesting that you have so many people all around the world speaking Spanish.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks to you, sir. All right, moving on. Finally on stage with us, we have Björn from the Lost Diamonds. Up in Scandinavia you are, right?
Yes, hi. And sorry for messing up with the links and everything.
That's okay.
I'm so afraid of clicking the wrong buttons to interrupt all the great pitches. So, yeah.
It's all good. All good. Like, we're all new to Twitter Spaces, and sometimes Twitter Spaces can be hard to navigate. I always, anytime I'm clicking on the sound effects, I'm afraid to accidentally end the space. So
Right.
I know the feeling. All right. Quick shout out to W3 Briefs. Trying to get you on stage as well. I know last week you were already there, so hopefully we get this done. Otherwise, the stage is now ready for Lost Diamonds. The timer is set, and we go 3, 2, 1. Let's go.
Yes, hi. I need you to pay a little attention to the Lost Diamond Adventure Race project. My name is Björn, I'm from Norway, and I have built a real-world adventure race where the goal is to find a lost diamond hidden in one of the checkpoint NFTs all over the world. The main goal for this project is to promote and onboard ordinary people to the EOS blockchain. The potential EOS has by sending instant transactions to anyone in the world with a smartphone in less than 3 seconds is huge. It's a fantastic opportunity. It has never been done in the world before. EOS is amazing. And that's why it's so important that we have projects like the Lost Diamond Adventure Race that can show and teach people how Web3 works on the EOS blockchain in an easy and entertaining way. Look at Mr. Beast with 138 million subscribers. Look at Pokemon Go with 150 million monthly active users. The Lost Diamond Adventure Race is a mix of what Mr. Beast and Pokemon Go are doing. The Lost Diamond Adventure Race are targeting those users and that business model. And if we can reach less than 1% of those users, it will be a huge contribution to the 180,000 monthly active users on EOS now. That's why it's so important that you support our project. We have just started to publish daily YouTube videos, and we are getting 1 new subscriber every day. Our goal for Pomelo Season 5 is to reach 100 YouTube videos and practice to get better and better every day. I think the Lost Diamond has a good chance to become one of the projects that can onboard thousands of users to the EOS blockchain. But it's impossible to reach that goal without the support from you. And I think a small donation to our project is worth the risk. I need you to do 2 things. I want you to visit our YouTube channel, The Lost Diamond Adventure Race, and if you like what you see, click on the subscribe button. And I will ask you to support our Pomelo grant in Season 5. Thank you.
That was quick. I have so many questions. And you were also like new record. I mean, like you were in with 2 minutes, pretty fast. But there's a lot to unpack with the Lost Diamond. So you mentioned already, like,
today is gonna be the day that.
And I mean, like, having these kind of elements. Is there an augmented element in the Lost Diamond as well? Are you connected in any way to the geocaching community? Is there geocaching involved? What do I need to do when I want to play the Lost Diamonds? Can I hide a diamond in my backyard? How can I engage with the community? What is this game? Where do I start? A lot of questions.
Yes, geocaching is one of the inspirational sources. Absolutely. We are not doing this augmented reality. It's the real world. You have to place something physical on a location, like a piece of wood with 4 letters written on it. Or you can do statues or other things that already have some inscriptions on it. So, yeah. And the YouTube channel is made or built to answer all those questions during the next few months.
Sounds great. And definitely need to subscribe to this YouTube channel then. What was this
Yes,
again? The
absolutely.
Lost Diamond?
The Lost Diamond Adventure Race.
Okay.
And yesterday I was out hunting the Lost Diamond number 4, and that was $600 on a cliff in Norway. But there was one person in Bulgaria that knew the location because they had Googled statues and were able to see things. So they also earned $60 for knowing the location first. It's a little bit complicated, but also it isn't very complicated. It's just a good old-fashioned treasure hunting game. And I think the simplicity of a good old-fashioned treasure hunting game is the key to onboard and teach and make this entertaining and let people understand what this is about.
Absolutely. And it's also a great opportunity to finally get out of the house. I think a lot of
Absolutely.
a lot of people in our community, I mean, I'm guilty for sure, spending a lot of time in front of screens and having these kind of challenges to go out. Like, I like it. So I hope there will be a Lost Diamond somewhere here in my area, or, you know, I will definitely find out how to play this game on the YouTube channel.
Fantastic.
So pretty amazing. So how, like, can you explain in like 1-2 sentences how is the EOS blockchain used? Like, is it just to transfer the prices, or what is the main use case of the EOS blockchain in the Lost Diamonds game?
Yeah, all of the checkpoints that are placed around in the world are NFTs. So they have ownership and everything. So you can place one in your backyard, for instance, if you want to. And if someone finds your checkpoint and solves it, they will get 100 points. And if there is money in that checkpoint, then they will get this, get the money, and you will get the same amount of money since it was your NFT. And the money comes from, right now, it's a ENF grant that we got last year. And the business model is kind of the same as Mr. Beast. You get the sponsors and the YouTube monetizations and different things that will add value to the Lost Diamond.
Oh, that sounds interesting. I didn't even know you got a grant from the ENF. That's amazing. I'm happy they support you.
Yeah, we was the first one to get 10,000.
That's amazing. So congratulations on this. And
yeah, thank you.
Yeah, amazing stuff. Okay, I think on stage everybody presented. I have no one on the list anymore. I'll open the mic a little bit. It's the last day of season 5. If somebody wants to share some closing words or anything of that kind, feel free to do so.
I do have a question
yes, please.
For David Britt.
Yes, David is still in the crowd.
Yeah, so I got familiar with the idea of effect network, and I got really enthusiastic about it. But then I got the impression that it went out of the EOS ecosystem, that they had migrated to another level 1. So I wanted to ask you if that is the case, or what's the actual stance of the effect network on the EOS ecosystem. That's the first question. Also, the second question is, we are the fractal ecosystems, these ecosystems that are implementing fractal democracy. Whenever we have newbies, these newbies usually have to ask themselves, what can we do? What can they do for the community? Because that's the way they earn or token. So I think the effect network initiative will be very fit to these kind of new DAOs, new fractal democracy ecosystems. So I wanted to point that to you, and that's the question. Thank you.
David, are you still with us and able to answer the questions from Jorge? That seems maybe not the case. I've been following Effect.io since they moved over to EOS, actually. They were before on another blockchain. I think they were on Neo back then. So I can answer some of the development that this project went through if David can't do this. So as far as I know, they moved over, they created a token bridge for the EFX token to basically make it available for people that do microtasks and earn their EFX tokens to make it easier for them to basically cash their rewards out, their payments that they received. And the Binance Smart, they moved over to Binance because most of these users, they just want to have an easy off ramp, an easy way to exchange it into their local currencies. And that's why they bridged over their token with the token portal over to the Binance chain. As far as I know, most of the smart contracts of Effect.ai and as well the DAO structure of Effect.ai, because they have, I think, the guardians, the Effect DAO guardians, they are all still working on the EOS blockchain, yeah. And they have an interesting token locking model. They have a dual token system. So with the governance token NFX and the EFX token. So there are some interesting things that I think are not necessarily possible on another chain. Mainly these things are all written on EOS and still active there. And I'm myself super happy that David and also DJ Strikanova are coming back and engaging here in the EOS community, for sure, for sure. And if you have further questions regarding this, they also have their own Discord channel, Discord server, where a lot of activities are happening. Some communications are happening there, which are interesting. And I agree that it would be interesting for your community to basically find some other ways they can contribute or start using an application like Effect.ai that is within our ecosystem, and then get some more rewards and earn, because the opportunities to make a living or get some rewards in Web3 are everywhere, really. And Effect.ai gives some opportunities, especially when you know, representing like the Spanish speaking community or any other community. That there's a lot of translations going on in Effect.ai, like microtasking jobs. So yeah, that's my answer for that. I hope I gave the Effect.ai community justice. You happy with this, Jorge?
Yeah, I'm pretty happy. Yeah, thank you.
Cool. Anybody else wants to jump here on the mic before I'm closing up the show? It's been amazing. I'm happy that we went a little bit over time. Usually these shows are 60 minutes. Now we're like 105 minutes. Super happy about it. Kudos to Jana behind the .gems account, helping me out with the stream, managing all this stuff here. Season 5 has been a blast. Let's check, like, we're still climbing, still donations are coming in. I will start making my donations right after the show. So I'm excited for that one. Yeah, and if you're in the community, and if you haven't boosted your trust bonus yet, please boost your trust bonus. You can do so by, you know, SMS verification, link some of your social accounts to it, passports with port. You can just like read the NFC chip in your passport and prove that you're a unique user. This is a protection, so the funds are not distributed like unfairly. We try to reward people that are unique. This is a Sybil attack protection mechanism. Boost your trust bonus. You will make sure that you make the best impact, but you're also protecting the whole platform against any kind of fraud on, any kind of multi-accounting attacks. So yeah, boost your trust bonus. And also there will be some more engagement of the community where we can further decentralize the grant application process, also the auditing of grants. Shout out to the EOS support team. They were pitching out here before launching EOS audit. So we can have some grants and their progress audited over time. And it's not all the Pomelo team doing these kind of jobs. But yeah, there are many ways to engage with the Pomelo community, the Pomelo platform, crowdfunding on EOS. Create a collection of your grants, your favorite grants, and start promoting it, like Dan talked about, and I did. Like, collections are great. The more grants are coming, the harder it is for the user to find the ones. So doing some curation, I think, is super valuable. And it's another way to boost your reputation, because in Web3, reputation is of huge value. So, boosting your reputation with trust bonus, boosting your reputation with like collecting and curating grants and engaging, catching up with these. It's a huge factor to set yourself up for like a career in Web3 and yeah, having a good reputation and collaboration. I think a lot of things that we discussed here today were about collaborating, growing our communities. I really like the idea of Hernan to have like finance all the community builders and content producers, finance like one video editing guy that does all the jobs. So, you know, he gets a hang of like all the different things and the lingo and what's important. Maybe there's someone in our community already who does video briefing, video content editing. So that's something we maybe can put up as a bounty once Pomelo bounties come up. Something that I'm excited about coming up soon. And to see, yeah, 100% coming up. Yeah, cool. It's me talking long monologue again. I see Jana opened the mic for a bit.
Several times, but I didn't want to stop you on this round. Yeah, I wanted to thank everyone who pitched today, pitched in the last weeks, and to thank you, Martin, as a host. Like it's the last session of this season. We have like a break of 2 months. So yeah, thank you. It was a great season. I enjoyed it a lot on my side listening in. But yeah, thank you.
Thanks. Yeah, I love it. I love these pitch sessions. I love Pomelo. Looking forward for all the future seasons. I wish everybody the best of luck for their grants. I hope you come back in the next season. I hope your projects are going well with the funding that you're getting. Shout out to W3 Briefs in the crowd. Hopefully next season we get you on stage here. I believe it.
So many times again. I forgot to mention it in my two sentences, but I tried. I wanted to mention it because like we desperately tried it for 2 weeks to get you on. Yeah, next season we hope it works.
Yeah, hopefully Twitter gets this sorted so everybody can join from wherever, whenever they want, with any device that's working. So that's something to hope for. We are looking forward for more.
Reserve the first spot for him. Sorry that I'm jumping again, but should be the first spot of the new season, really.
For sure. All right. So I wish everybody like a last jump into donations pool. I wish everybody a great day, happy weekend. Looking forward for season 6. Looking forward for all the exciting things that are in the Pomelo pipeline. Make sure to check out our NFT adventure. You know, there's another way that you can do in the off season while we're in analysis mode and earn some stuff. Send your Pomelo astronauts to the Bitcoin blockchain or craft some spaceships, starships. They're all, you know, customize your profile on Pomelo. If you're new to Pomelo, check out all the opportunities you have there on harvest.pomelo.io. All the content you find on Medium. Feel free to reach out anytime here. We are on Twitter available. We're on Telegram. All these socials you find on the pomelo.io platform website. Yeah, that's it from me. Anybody else want to jump in? All right, yeah. Okay, no, I'm stopping the madness with the sound effects right now. Let's be serious and end this space. I hope everybody had a good time and see you again in the next season or around in the EOS community.